Zambia.
Pinky.
Okay. Welcome back to the Dave and Trusco Hockey Fields. We are hosting the Junior Africa Cup here in Windhoek, Namibia. It is 24 degrees, local time 12:53, and it's mostly sunny. So if you're out there doing nothing, please come and join us here at Windhoek High School in Windhoek, Namibia. This is a fixture between, are you ready? Between Zimbabwe and Kenya, the men's fixture. On the monitor right now, you'll find the Junior Africa Cup scores for today. South Africa unfortunately did not play against Uganda, so that game was defaulted to South Africa. And then Zimbabwe, awesome game between Zimbabwe and Zambia, 8-1. And the teams are just lining up and prepping for the national anthems. You can imagine the boys.
Let's go and do the same. Monday, we will see like the throw. Then you let the ball go away. No.
Those were the national anthems for Zimbabwe and Kenya. Welcome once again to the Dave and Trusco Hockey Fields here at Windhoek High School. My name is Penda Pala. I'll be one of the commentators for today. And I'm here with my co-commentator. Introduce yourself.
My name is Vanessa Pinar. Excited for another game.
So these are the lineups for Zimbabwe. We've got Nam, the goalkeeper, Davies, number 3, Mushosho from Zimbabwe. And then we've got Muchacha. Hola Muchacha. And then we've got Erasmus. So Erasmus, funny enough, final year, grade 12. And these are all the names. Kube, one to watch out for. From Kenya, who do you want to read them out?
From Kenya we have Hillary, number 2, Alex, number 3, Samuel playing number 5, Brian, I will have you know that Brian is the youngest player on that team. He's just 16 years old.
Baby.
Then Nerman is on number 9. We got Matthew, Paul, Frederick, Charles, and Matthias is our captain. And Arnold is our goalkeeper for the day. That's on the starting lineup.
And that's awesome. Our umpires for today is Peter Calder from South Africa, and then Sia Bonga Martins representing the flag of Namibia. The reserve umpires, Mr. Haitam from Egypt. Once again, awesome to have so many countries represented. You know, Feni, we actually have 7 different countries represented here at this junior championships.
Imagine, hockey is growing, and that's a beautiful thing to see.
Right, and the pushback. Pushback is about to start. I am quite excited for this game. You know, men's hockey is it's always exciting when these guys bring the aerial skills, the aggression, the speed. I can see you smiling.
I'm already smiling.
Oh my goodness.
I can already feel it in my
mouth-watering stuff.
tingles.
You can
It's
tingle.
tingles.
Huh? Goosebumps. Benny.
I don't
ready?
have favorites, so it's gonna be a good thing to observe, like who is going where. All right, let's see.
I was speaking to the coach from Kenya, and there's some blood. What do you call it? They have to get some vengeance. It's a vengeance match here.
That is
Because
awesome.
Kenya met Zimbabwe in the 2023 Junior Africa Cup, and in the pool, Kenya took it. In the 3rd, 4th playoff, Kenya took it. So you can imagine.
Zimbabwe is here for good blood. I was not gonna say blood at all, but
They've got something to score to settle.
of course.
They've got a score to settle. So just patiently shifting the ball around here.
So Kenya would have known that Zimbabwe is coming for it all. So would they use that as an advantage and then get them on the counter attack, or are they just gonna stick to their team talk that they had? It's gonna be interesting to see.
Look, to be honest, as a coach, one of the things that you want to do is just stick to your principles. Naturally, you want to adjust as the game is going, because you can't just stick to plan A. There needs to be a plan C and plan B and plan D, because the game shifts. It's such a dynamic game. Oh, there's the overhead. Look at that. Unbelievable. These guys throw these balls about 50, 70 meters, you know. Just brilliant. So, yes, the players are always going to just stick to the initial game plan, but as the game goes, then you're obviously going to adjust.
But of course.
So I was speaking to the Zimbabwean coach as well, and he told us, look out for Daniel Erasmus, number 6. That's the one I mentioned earlier. Schoolboy. You know, it's always awesome when you can get your national colors early on. You know, Daniel Erasmus only in his final year. And then also Joseph Kube. Absolutely one to look out for, number 12. And then, of course, the captain. The captain, Kanyangarara, has made at least 3 appearances at the tournament. So you can imagine that he's got good experience behind him.
That was a good attempt to a short corner.
Yeah.
That was a good attempt.
But good defensive skill.
Yes.
And the captain applies his hockey, applies his trade in South Africa at Turks.
Oh, all right.
And so it's good that they're able to seed out their players and get some experience if the hockey is not present at home. You know?
Yeah.
What have you got to tell us about the Kenyans?
So I will have you know, right? Kenya, you do remember that the Junior Africa Cup was supposed to take place, and it was postponed, right? So they started preparing already in 2023. They've got a really young squad. The Kenyans got a very young squad. I said earlier that they
the youngest player.
The youngest player is Brian. He is our number. Sorry, let me just
Number 6.
Yeah, he's our number 6. He's only 16 years old for the number 6.
Wow.
But then they have started preparing in 2023, only with the national government's assistance.
Wow.
You know, in the earlier game, you were thanking the sponsors, and I was gonna say that we would have more sponsors going across, but then the Kenyan government is the only government that pushed their team to the tournament, and they brought them here. So big ups to the government actually taking good part in their sports. Yeah. And the coach was telling me that he has built his team actually around 5 around his 5 top players, which were the guys to look out for, especially for the other teams, are Matthew and Fred and Noel and Uti. Those guys are the junior players that he has built his team around, and hoping to see a very good result from obviously what he has taken, decided on to pick to make the team work. And yeah.
So Fred there, the number 22 for Kenya.
That's
And then
correct.
you said Matthew.
Matthew is the so they have Matthew and Matthias, which
And
is
Matthias,
the captain.
Matthias the captain, number 42.
That's correct. That's correct.
Matthew, the number 17.
Then we have Noel.
And Noel, the number 18. So he wasn't part of the starting lineup, but look out for him. Look out for him. Hockey is a running sport, constantly changing, running substitutions. So look out for Noel. As we're talking, and as there's just the action going on here, the teams are building up play, trying to look for weaknesses and trying to look for an opening. I also just want to thank and recognize the Namibian Hockey Union. And I think they've and the organizers of the tournament, they've done so well so far, just to make sure that everything is seamless. As I was talking to the teams in the dugout, you have the organizers running and making sure the coaches and the support staff understand what's happening. Everything is so smooth. The umpires know exactly what is expected of them. We also want to thank, of course, with the NHU, the president of the NHU, Ms. Karen Slabbert. I think she's doing a great job at the helm. And then once again, these visuals are being brought to you by NBC Sport. We want to thank them for making sure that our game, our beautiful game that we love, is being broadcast not just to Namibia, but whoever's tuning in anywhere across Africa and anywhere across the world. Please welcome once again to the Junior Africa Competition 2024. And we even see that there's Delta Ambulance. Hockey is naturally being played with a fast-traveling projectile, sticks flying everywhere. Injuries, God forbid, are bound to happen. So it's really great that we've got Delta Ambulance here to offer their services and just make sure, and all the paramedics who are also on board, making sure that they're looking after our players. Thanks and recognition to FIH, the international governing body of hockey, for supporting the Namibian Hockey Union and supporting all other hockey unions, making sure that all the players get to showcase their skills.
Of course. And as you can see on the field, it's pretty much a 50-50 ball possession going on right now, Panda. So nothing that we have seen that's both teams are probably just having a feel of each other right now, passing making sure they keep possession. They're moving the balls really well at the back when it comes to the back for both sides so far. So Zimbabwe has possession of the ball right now.
It's Kenya. Kenya playing in red. It happens.
Yes.
It
Sorry,
happens.
thank you. That's why I have you. That's why I have you. Thank you so much. Yes.
Oh, look at that. You see, this is what I was saying.
The
Those
3D skill on the
skills. The 3D
yes.
skills, always exciting. I personally, because I didn't necessarily grow up with 3D skills. As a defensive player, for me and the generation I grew up,
Yes.
I find them so difficult to contest against. Anytime one of these junior players go 3D, I just
You
let
freeze
them
up.
play. I let
And
them
there
play.
we go.
Oh, circle.
Unlucky. He just went out of went out of bound right there. Because he was about to, I could see that he was about to lift the ball to start his 3D skill, probably try and get a hack and then win a short corner over. So I saw where his head was at.
Zimbabwe just being patient there in their build-up, trying to win ground. They're throwing the ball around the defensive line. But as you can see, they're trying to slowly win ground. You can see the right back here is pushing up, just trying to win ground. And unfortunately, just slipped there.
Yeah.
Once again, wet turf, slippery.
Yeah.
The interesting thing that I overheard you as you're speaking to the Kenyan team, is that most of their players, bar one, homegrown. How awesome is that for like local and national hockey for Kenya, that most of their players are homegrown, none except for one.
Yeah.
Plying their trade. I mean, their captain is playing his hockey at Sikh Union in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Nairobi?
I have not had the opportunity to go. I have not had the opportunity to go yet, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, if I could speak to the coach right after, see if there might be a spot for me on the flight back, just to go have an experience. But yeah, like it's really good. That means that their local leagues must be something, eh? Just to think of if everybody is just homegrown, they're building their national leagues as well, pretty well. That was a great block.
And that's actually a really awesome comment that you're making there about the homegrown league. You know, your national team really should be fed by your homegrown leagues.
That's
you know.
That's the thing, because then that's where you put in most of the work. Yes, I mean it's awesome that some of the guys they go out and they bring back more
experience.
More experience. Yes, that's awesome. But if you can have more than 60% at least from your home ground, because then you know the work that's been doing at home is spectacular. Yeah.
And the team's really just kind of having a feel of each other. You know,
Exactly.
no one has made any decisive actions
Or
right
unnecessary tackles. They're still. We're 5 minutes away from the first quarter ending, and then you can quite see it's like I said, it's more or less 50-50 ball position right now. Yeah.
But you know, I suppose this is the one beautiful thing about hockey is you might have a period of everyone just testing each other out, and then boom, fireworks.
Catch them when they fall asleep.
Fireworks.
Takes 1 second to fall asleep, and then they catch you.
Peter Kildare just making sure the players are aware where they must be standing, and that's really awesome. I appreciate that when an umpire, you know, just communicates with you either with his whistle or verbally just telling you where to stand. And as you can see there, very, very tight in this fixture. I mean, 2% difference is trivial.
Yeah.
It's trivial. And the score is still 0-0 here at the David Trusco Hockey Fields at Windhoek High School in very beautiful, sunny and kind of windy Namibia. Windhoek.
Yeah.
Windhoek translates to wind corner. And locally, some people may call it as the corner. What do you call Windhoek?
061, the area code. Huh? That's where we're at.
That's where you're at. Okay, number 2. And the awesome thing, just for the viewers there, is the players actually have their names on the back of their shirts. Unfortunately, hockey in Africa isn't so common. I mean, this is why it's awesome to see international competition being hosted, not just in Namibia, but in Africa, so we can get to learn these junior players as they're plying their trade and as they're showing off their skills. I mean, look at how fit these players are. Hey? Look at the technical skill that they have. So young, less than 21, but they're playing with so much experience. Great pickup.
Right there on the line.
Absolutely brilliant. Look at this. Circle penetration there. Oh, no. I think that's a stick shift.
Okay, yeah,
That's a stick shift, and it's a very, very fair call. I used to love doing that, and until the umpire started picking this up, you just win so many free hits because as the player's making the tackle, you just shield the stick. I mean, I'm giving off my dirty secrets here, but
So you were the reason that they actually came up with this professional foul. Yeah, they're like, no, we can't have this happen anymore.
Yeah, I'll take credit, even though hockey's been going on long before. I'm the reason why they changed these skills. I was the reason. Yeah. Of course, as a player, whether you're playing junior level, what an honor it is to represent your country.
Your country, at any stage necessary.
Oh,
Getting
beautiful
your
bring
caps.
down. Beautiful takedown. Sorry to interrupt you there, but that takedown was absolutely beautiful.
I understand.
Oh, Daniel Erasmus being caught on the ball there. And that's just the beauty of 2-on-1 tackling. You should use the ball. Just shift the ball. Now, as a coach, you just want your players to shift the ball. Still very tense. Very tense.
The bench is pretty loud
vocal.
on cheering on them on, making sure that everybody's head is switched up the whole time, left to right. Gotta get the ball moving.
And you can see there, this is one of the things again. So although you've got the ball and you're in a defensive area,
Yes.
you're still trying to win the area and the grounds slowly by slowly. So you're shifting the ball from side to side, but slowly the team's moving up so that you can try and encroach in the opposition's half. So this is Matthias, the captain now. Oh, that's a bad tackle. That's a bad tackle, and that will probably be the last warning. That'll probably be the last warning for a tackle like that. Very, very lucky to get away without any further punishment there. But again, it's the first foul. You kind of don't want to set the tone too early for giving
course.
cards.
A
But
loud
that was
whistle,
really, really
loud
lucky.
whistle is enough, good enough to tell you, okay, I've seen you, I've seen the tackle, watch out. Yeah, but it's interesting to see that most of this quarter, the ball has been in the air. It's been off the ground the whole, like most of the time. I could say 70% of the time. But it's good to see that they're actually doing it very safely. I've not heard a lifted ball that was dangerously played. So that's good hockey from the two countries right now.
And it shows the skill. It shows the skill that these players have. I mean, once again, most of these players, less than 21 years old, probably even less than 20 years old, and the maturity that they show on the ball is quite incredible.
Of course.
So just again, 2-on-1 defending there. I really love how Kenya do their 2-on-1 tackling. There's always one to entice and then the other one to steal. Very, very nice. Another overhead there into the pocket. Who's running?
Great pick up
for
Matthias
those
there.
ones who are new to hockey, if an overhead is played, the defensive team must allow at least 5 meters for the ball to be brought down safely. Otherwise, it's a dangerous condition. However, the rules do allow for an interception to be made mid-air, for as long as it's away and it's in safe distance. All right. Oh, there's Daniel on the ball. Oh, beautiful tackle and interception there from Kenya's number 3. Kenya's number 3, Alex Odengo from Kenya. So just 10 seconds, that will conclude the first quarter. Not much to talk about, not too much action.
It's pretty much a fair game right now.
Fair game.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there goes the hooter. There goes the hooter. Yeah, like we said in the beginning, they were really trying to get a feel of each other and how probably what formations the other team is playing, how they're keeping. So it's good enough for the coach to actually now have seen pretty much how the opponents are structured in order to make their next move on how to get around that now. So it will be quite interesting to see what both coaches come up with in the second quarter.
For those joining us, welcome to the Junior Africa Championship, the Cup. Lots at stake here. 3 positions from each team at the Junior World Cup that will be happening in Chile for the women and India for the men. There are 6 teams, 7 countries that are being represented here. You know, in the men's pool, we have South Africa, Egypt, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Namibia, the host nation, and Zambia. For the women's pool, we've got South Africa, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Namibia, Zambia, and hopefully Uganda have arrived. Uganda was supposed to play South Africa earlier this morning. Unfortunately, they had to default that game. So the game ended 5-0 to South Africa, but it just emphasizes the importance of the sponsors.
Yes.
You know, so for them to just encourage these young players to participate.
Yeah.
On the screen right now, Peter Kildare from South Africa, one of our umpires, and on the far right of your screen is Siyabonga Martins, one of my personal idols as I was growing up when I was plying my trade.
Not just you, you're not alone in that one. We have all.
His hands.
Oh.
Do these youngsters know what he was capable of?
Oh my word!
Siyabonga
I
Martins.
hope they have gone back in the days and actually watched him play. He is one of our top players in the country and still does, right? You see him limping a bit. Do not think he doesn't have those hands. All right, so here goes the second quarter.
The second quarter is on the way. Junior Africa Cup, Zimbabwe, Kenya, 0-0. A tight affair. Everyone's kind of feeling themselves out. By the way, there's a grudge match here. Kenya have a 2-0 head-to-head against Zimbabwe in this contest. They played them in the pool, and Kenya beat them, and then they played them 3rd, 4th, and then Kenya beat them as well. So Zimbabwe feel like they've got something to prove here.
They have a point to prove.
Oh, just beautiful. Beautiful play. And they're in the pocket. That's what you've been waiting for.
That's what I've been waiting for. It's those runs.
Those runs.
They matter so much in a game. You see the difference that it makes. The difference that it makes. Unlucky he probably thought that he has one on the umpire to get a short corner, but that did not happen. Had to take it back. Oh,
The good thing about runners like that, and one of the things that you always tell your players is reward the run, and the player found that pocket, you know. So in the end, if a player keeps making runs and they're not found, you know, they stop making the runs.
of course, yes.
But if you keep running and you are found, you'll keep making those runs to your teammates. Okay, so Kenya on the attack now. Kenya in red, playing on your screen from right to left. They're attacking the goals on your left-hand side. And Zimbabwe in white and green. They're defending the goals on your left, and they'll be attacking now on the counter-attack from left to right. All right, who's on the ball here? Daniel Erasmus, one of the players to look out for. He's only in grade 12, 18 years old, playing with the maturity of a seasoned player. All right, now Kenya with the turnover. Number 17 on the ball. He is Matthew. Matthew, one of the players that you were also identified to be the danger players, right?
Of course, yes. One to look out for in the entire tournament, they said. He's got legs, he's got the mental ability to actually stay focused throughout the game. So, yeah, it sounds like a player that carries his team, don't you think? Sounds like a player that carries his team.
Anyone that is told to look out, he definitely is one of the carriers, you know. Oh, look at that. Beautiful 3Ds. And now he's attacking the baseline. That is always what you want. And it's a long corner here for Kenya. It's always what you want on the baseline. Get aerial, get aggressive, attack the circle, get the ball into the circle. Penetration. Circle penetrations, that's where you score the goals from. Beautiful ball there. Again 3D.
Yep.
Oi, umpire saying play on, there's nothing there.
It's a good thing that the defender was switched on. Takunza. He states, sorry, not that's Takunda. That's the
Muchacha.
defender. Oh, I should have gone with Muchacha. That's such a cool name, man. Muchacha.
Muchacha.
That is an awesome name. I like it. It's got a ring to it.
Lots of flair.
All right, Kenya attacking on the right. Ooh, does he have the legs? Unfortunately, he couldn't get to that one.
There.
That was a good pass.
And a huge shout out to the boys on the side, just managing the balls.
That's what I'm telling you.
Good shout out, just managing the balls, making sure that the play is never delayed. The restart of play is always, you know, and in the end, hockey is awesome to us, for those who love the game, because it's such a flowing game, you know. So the ball procures.
Yeah, I like to think of hockey as like usually when I have little 5-year-olds like ask me like what's hockey, because then I'm always putting in hockey is more like soccer. You enjoy soccer, right? And they're like, yeah, I love soccer. Hockey is more like soccer, only better.
With the technical skill required, imagine.
Only better.
With a stick and ball. Stick and ball.
Oh, man, that's amazing. Like, you literally have to get experience with something that's more than just your feet. You know, you have your hands, you have to control the stick, and the stick has to control the ball, you know.
Okay, so just a patient build-up again. The teams have been very patient, so you can imagine probably just some nerves still. You don't want to be the first one to make a mistake.
And then
one goal could mean the game, you know. Very, very tense affair.
Especially in a more composed game like this. Like if you don't want a mistake that leads to a goal, because then the mentality of actually coming from, what's that word that you were using earlier for counter and then coming to win the game, it's gonna take a lot, especially if both teams are playing fairly the same momentum.
Absolutely. I don't even know if I was saying it correctly. It's
Ramontada.
I'm just gonna call it Ramontada now. To be
I
honest.
wish we had viewers that message us live as we go, that would be telling us, oh, it's actually not Ramontada, it's Akumura Matata. But yes.
All right, let's see. Another huge overhead. That is some 50 meters. You know, that is huge. 50 meters
and he has the advantage.
He's got the advantage.
He did not see. If Hillary had looked up, he would have seen that his forward was already on line, in on goal. Yeah. Unlucky.
Turnover ball. And just for those tuning in, the tournament format, it's the Junior Africa Cup. The tournament format is round robin between 6 teams for the men and the women. 3 spots available for qualification. So not only do you have, you know, pride at stake here in terms of being crowned the Junior African champions, but you also get a ticket to the Junior World Cup, hosted in Chile for the women and India for the boys. You can imagine for the men, you've got teams like Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, Australia to play against, among the best in the world. And for the women, the Dutch, the Germans, the Aussies, you know, England, all there to play against and measure yourself against the best. That's all you want to do as a player. Represent your country and measure yourself against the best. Brilliant, brilliant turn there. And they've really turned on the afterburners here. Zambia attacking the circle. Oh, great interception here by the Kenyan player. The captain, Matthias. Brilliant, brilliant composure. And look at his stat. He's a commanding figure. Look at how tall he is.
I'm telling you, he goes for it immediately afterwards.
Commanding figure, so strong. Oh, great.
One can tell Kenya really enjoys playing their 3D skills. They have showcased it. They know what they're doing. It's good to see. It's good to see.
Good use of the skills. Once again, just looking for that outlet. And good 2-on-1 tackling there from the Zimbabwean boys. Or should I call them men? They're men. They probably don't want me to call them men. It's a skip pass there. Skip pass, brilliant skip to the captain.
Communication from, the captain
and
right
a
there.
Slider. Oh, surely. Oh.
Some physical play there.
Some physical play.
So they're now trying to mark their grounds. They're trying to mark their grounds. A little physicality. It's a good thing umpires picked that up very quickly, managing the game very well. I'll comment them on that already. So that's great. That's great.
But you can see it's picking up a little bit, right?
Yes.
On the screen they're just showing us Peter Kildare from South Africa, one of the umpires who's umpiring on the near end of the screen. He's coming into the picture there. And Siyabonga Martins on the far end. He is the umpire. And then Salim Haitam, he's from Egypt. He's the reserve umpire in case there's an injury. You know, as you said, the umpires have to be fit and they have to keep up with these young Springboks.
At all times.
Know? So they have to be fit, and you might just pull a hamstring. The score is still 0-0 between Zimbabwe and Kenya. A very, I don't want to say timid because both teams are really just trying to pull each other there, but it's an equal affair at the moment, you know.
And I hope they're taking note that time is running away from. Well, I mean, the second quarter is about 7 minutes that are left now, so time's running out. So we, at some point, and I pretty much think at the way the pace it's going, they're gonna leave that for the second half to actually go at each other to see who's gonna be the first one to get a goal.
It's a chess match.
It's gonna be, yes.
It's a chess match.
Exactly.
You don't want to expose yourself too early. So once again, just showing here, there's really not too much in it. 45% and to 55% in advantage in favor of Kenya. And
John Mark is God's great steal, and then we just had the ball.
Unfortunately, lost it on the backhand there.
And that was unfortunate.
Just look at Matthias. It's just absolutely powerful player. Powerful player. So there's some commotion going on there. Not sure whose ball it is. I think Kildare from South Africa just signaling there that it was actually an infringement on the Kenyan captain.
Captain, my captain. he's really strong in that midfield right now. He's commanding that game.
But look at him. What a specimen.
We moved out onto the right. Okay.
What a specimen. Yes, absolutely strong player. And this is so cool to see that we've got players in our African Union within the Hockey Federation. So strong, you know, and we would like for our African players to have much better representation at the international tournaments as well. So it's great that FIDE, the FIH, I said FIDE there because I'm a chess player.
Yeah, okay, all right.
It's great that the FIH has allowed for at least 3 teams
that is
to be
really
represented.
brilliant.
You know?
We're like, we need 3 chances to say, look out, Belgium.
Yes.
Yes.
You know,
we're coming, eh?
It's awesome for representation from the African contingent to have more teams because then they are able to play more games.
Exactly. Good spot.
And so despite the
Kenya in on goal.
great shot, despite the visual
missed
on the screen there, 8 minutes 30. So the current time on the clock board is about 4 minutes left of this game. So 4 minutes left of this game. Do not be confused by the visual on the screen that's showing 8 minutes.
See, Kenya is starting to take the ball to Zimbabwe now, taking on a front shot. They penetrating the circle, taking shots at them. See what comes from it, and that's what you actually want to see. I mean, we're here to see goals being scored, and now they're going at it. They're going at it. That's our captain wins the ball again. So manages to win possession of the ball. Then every time he goes into a one-on-one with a player, comes off as the one that gets off with the ball, so that's good.
It can be said though that Kenya seems to be the team that is growing more into the game as the minutes roll by. You know, you can see that they're slowly eating more at the possession, slowly eating more in terms of just the passes and the circle penetration. You know, another circle penetration there, but good interception from Zimbabwe's defensive player there. Great jostle, great. I love to see that. Great strength there from Zimbabwe's player there. Great strength.
And
is there?
it's his ball now. He's gonna pick up. Yes,
Oh,
that's
short
that.
corner.
I was like, he has to
Short
move.
corner. I can imagine there. I can imagine the defensive player feeling maybe hard done by, but you've just got to back off a little bit.
Back off from that 5 meter, because it's a rule whether it's inside or outside the circle. And he did not control the ball well, which means the player that's behind him, which was the forward from Zimbabwe, it's his ball now, and he has to back off. And for that reason, it is a short corner. That is great umpiring right here happening right now. So let's just see. It's our first short corner. What do the Zimbabweans have for us?
Let's see. We were seeing them with their warm-up, so you know that injector, he can pump it.
He can pump it.
And the drag flickers are also on it, so we're anticipating
So we
a
got
goal.
Matipa standing in to see if he's going to be the one taking it.
You think it's a goal? Let's see.
Oh, unlucky.
Brilliant run down. Brilliant run down. Brilliant run down. Brilliant run down. And guess who? Guess who ran that down? Guess who? Take a guess.
Let's hear it.
Take a guess. Matthias, the captain, the unit, the general.
Commander.
Oh, captain, my captain.
I know.
You know,
all right.
You always want your captain, as a coach and as a player, you want your captain to leave himself on the field.
Of course.
You know, getting stuck in there. Brilliant running down from the captain. And there's nothing wrong there. So even if the ball has hit the foot there, the rules do allow for some mistakes to happen on the field as long as it doesn't advantage the player and the umpire deems it to not significantly impact the game.
That is true.
And it's really good call there from the umpire. So some of the rules for anyone who's new to hockey: the ball is only played with a stick and ball. Okay, you may not kick the ball, you may not endanger any of your opponents lifting the ball above the knee.
Of course.
Oh, brilliant. You may not use the round edge of your stick. Oh, brilliant skills there. Brilliant aerials. Brilliant aerials. And you may only score from within the circle. The circle. Oh, the circle.
Correct.
That is the golden zone. So any ball that goes into the goal that is not touched outside the circle does not count as a goal. Those are just some of the basic skills. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant transition there and good change of speed, but the ball is just stolen off there.
Yeah, but he still wants it.
He was aggressive. He was more aggressive. He wanted the ball more. Backhand ball there. Unfortunate. All right. It really looks like Kenya taking a tighter grip on this game. You know.
It's good, but it's good to see that Zimbabwe is also trying to push in.
They're staying in there.
Yeah.
They're staying in there. 40 seconds. Of course, you're going to ask your players just to drop off. You can't concede a goal now as you go into the halftime.
That's correct.
You can you can just see Zimbabwe adopting a half-court press and just allowing that ball to come to them. 40 seconds. 20 seconds to go. You really don't want to lose a goal now.
You want to make sure that you keep possession of the ball until and run the clock down.
Run the clock down. Go into the half, readjust, re-strategize. You know.
That's good from the defender, Darren. Darren making sure that he just wins the foul there.
All right, and that horn signals the end of the first half, end of the second quarter, end of the first half, and very, very balanced affair. I think Kenya were growing into the game a little bit more, but of course Zimbabwe probably their own tactics as well, just trying to analyze and find the gaps and where they can penetrate.
I think it will boil down to who gets tired more than the other team, because right now possession is fairly the same, and if you're gonna start slacking, or especially when it comes to the running, and then now you stop running the lines that you were, then I think that's fairly gonna be the only thing that's gonna hurt you as a team right now. So keep the legs going the whole game. It's a challenge, but I mean you do have players on the bench that could be substituted in.
And we've got some visuals coming in from the first half. So the first half is made up of quarter one and quarter two. So we've got some visuals here of some of the action. Unfortunately, no goals for any of our spectators, but still some good technical skills that we can appreciate here. Once again, just welcoming you to the Junior Africa Cup, which is hosted here at the David Trusco Hockey Fields in Windhoek, Namibia. The Windy Corner. The Windy Corner, 061, the corner, the area code. Very, very nice and sunny, 24 degrees Celsius here in Windhoek, Namibia. Sunny, a little windy. You can imagine that it's probably hot, but it's nice that we're having the competition hosted around the time where we're trending towards winter.
Yes, of course. As you can see, that was just unfortunate from the Zimbabweans that they couldn't get hold of that.
But great running down from
yes,
the captain.
of course,
Absolutely
of course. He showed his skills. That's why he denied Ramabai from executing his drag flick. That was absolutely great work done there from the defensive team.
Beautiful greenery, as we can see the flags of the countries represented here. Beautiful greenery. Namibia received awesome rains. And you can see all the sponsors of the Trusco, the David Trusco Hockey Fields. Some great scenery that we've got here.
So what are you thinking? What is the Zimbabwean coach telling his players right now?
Look, I think he's probably just telling them to stay patient. We've got some stats just before we get into that. We've got some stats on our screen from our awesome production team. You can see it's a balanced affair, but as the game has been progressing, you can see really Kenya trying to impose themselves. The stat went from about 50-50, and now you can see 63%. Maybe Zimbabwe were just holding off a little bit, trying to see the first half out and then reconsolidate. But you can see still balanced in terms of the actual action. 8 penetrations to 2, but they weren't significant. I mean, getting into the circle doesn't necessarily mean it's a threat.
That's correct.
But you can see overall the stats are still balanced, and I'd be happy as a coach. For me, if I'm the Zimbabwean coach, I'm telling my players to try and utilize the runs and utilize the gaps behind the defensive line, because Kenya actually push up a little bit. So if we get a counter, you want your flank players and the forwards to be utilizing the space and get that transition play.
Of course, that sounds like fantastic advice. Not sure if you could give it over, but yeah, we have a job to handle here. But yeah, that's good observation from you, Penda, on that, because I mean, even if you can see, like, Kenya has one shot on goal, and Zimbabwe has one short corner. So for me, it kind of looked more like towards the end of it, because Kenya is pushing a bit more higher. Zimbabwe is seeing the gaps in the Kenyans' defense, and that's how they won that short corner as well. They saw that gap and then made sure that we throw in the overhead rather, and then utilize that player that was hanging high, very high hanging. By the way, he was very well positioned to receive that ball.
Look, if I'm Kenya's coach, all I'm saying is keep doing what you're doing. More ball speed, but attack the circle more aggressively. So that circle penetration must give us at least a short corner. You've had 8 circle penetrations. You'd at least want to convert them to get a shot on goal or a short corner.
Of course.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Okay, what we're seeing now, the symbol or the emblem of the African Hockey Federation, and then the international
Sports.
governing TK Sports, the national governing body of hockey, the FIH, Fédération Internationale de Hockey.
Oh, come on now.
We have to just for our viewers, we're going to a quick break. We'll be back shortly, and the visuals that you'll be seeing is beautiful Namibia.
Are you ready to uncover the stories behind the sport?
I never wanted to be a coach. Get up close and personal with the biggest names in Namibian sport on the playbook.
You build your character and you look at yourself and say, but this is not the end.
From their humble beginnings to their greatest triumphs,
I enjoy driving.
we bring you the stories that inspire and the moments that define their legacies.
Are you sure you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to do.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Don't miss the in-depth interviews, exclusive insights, and captivating journeys every week on the playbook, where sports meets storytelling.
We are double the trouble and double the speed. Join us, your hosts, as we take you on the ultimate ride through the world of high performance cars. From the latest models to classic machines, and from racing cars to the muddy gravel of Namibia. This is Twin Turbo, coming soon to NBC TV.
Welcome back to the Junior Africa Cup that is hosted here in Windhoek, Namibia. This is Windhoek, Namibia at the David Trusco Hockey Fields at Windhoek High School. Naturally want to thank the school and the David Trust for allowing us to host the competition here, and the field manager, Mr. Johan Weyer, a servant to Hockey Namibia. We want to thank him for making sure that the field is in such pristine condition. We also want to thank the NHU, the NHU president, Ms. Karen Slubbert. We want to thank NBC Sport, who has been able to broadcast our beautiful game. I absolutely love it when more people get to see hockey. My name is Penda Pala, and I'm here next to my co-commentator.
Finesta Pinar,
Vanessa Pinar,
the voice on the screen.
voice of an angel.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Brenda. Thank you very much.
This is an
Yes.
encounter between Zimbabwe and Kenya. Kenya now attacking the goals that will be on your screen right. They're defending from left to right, or attacking from left to right, sorry. And Zimbabwe weighing white and green, attacking the goals that will be on your screen left. And they're attacking now from right to left. The score is 0-0. This is the third quarter. Fenny, what have you got to tell us about this game?
How has it been so far? I would say equally yoked right now, especially the first half. So I am really looking forward to them picking up the pace now, because it doesn't really help anyone if you're not making sure that you are getting upfield like we're doing right now on the
100,
field. You can
Zimbabwe
see
on the
that
counter.
Zimbabwe is on the counter. We're going to see what's going to come of it. Good take and a shot at goal. Oh, that was a great shot that he took right there. That was brilliant, but just a little off target, unfortunately, little off target. But it was good build up of play.
Very good build-up of play.
Very good. Danziba took that shot, and he unfortunately missed the goal. But a shot indeed, and brilliantly taken.
That was more decisive. The good thing about that attack from Zimbabwe, it was more decisive.
Yep.
You know, they really had a plan and they wanted
Yes.
to they wanted to execute.
Yep.
Unfortunate with the finish there. Maybe going for a reverse flick
Yes.
instead of that backhand, but of course you don't want to.
Oh,
this
there's a
surely-
take. Oh, he did not miss that. He took his eyes off the ball for a few seconds and then boom, gone. Ball's gone. That was a great
Maybe in the-
delivery from the middle of the field, because that's a player that looked up, saw his player made the run and then delivered the ball accurately. That was great.
Maybe in his mind, the goal had already gone in.
That does happen
You
a few
saw
times.
the headlights.
Yeah, that does happen a few times.
Unfortunate.
Oh. Probably also the pressure from the goalkeeper that ran out. That's also well done as a goalie. Making sure that you take control of your field. Oh, what a take.
Zimbabwe coming all guns blazing.
And that's what we were saying halftime. What are they going to do? Someone needs to take the game to the other team, right? And I'm very happy that Zimbabwe is taking the lead right now. But they have decided that let's take these boys on.
The only thing is, though, Fenny, the only thing that I will have to say, make the advantage count. You have to make it count.
Of course.
You know how demoralizing it may be to be on the forefoot and then get a counter attack or sucker punch goal and then bam, you think, that's
We
really
should
what's
have
going to
taken
test you.
Yes. You don't want to, we should have, team. Unlucky with that ball right there.
Number 12 there from
Yeah.
Kenya, really disappointed.
Kit just taking his eye off the ball. Kit is also one of the players that started off with the team in 2023 preparations. He was already part of the team squad that started preparing very early. So unfortunately, he just took his eye off the ball right there. Wanted to see what he can do with his stick and ball. So yeah, hopefully he gets a bit more chance.
So number 12 there for Kenya, Mr. Kit Garner.
Yeah.
Seasoned veteran in the under-21 setup.
Yeah, of course, yes. That's a good ball in the middle.
Yeah, great. I just love how the Kenyan team move the ball. Good ball speed, very, very quick in transition, but you want to make sure as the coach that they're making that possession
Yes.
and the
Well, that's an advantage played,
So-
and he's gonna get the ball. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good advantage played there by the
Yeah.
umpire as well. Again, keeping the game flowing very nicely. That's great.
Okay, there. You've got to attack that circle. Great defending. Great defending. Very nice and low tackling.
Yes.
And you can hear the teams just shouting, you know, the bench just shouting in terms of trying to make sure that the players are switched on and they're all performing their duty.
Nicely done. Nicely done there by the defense. He's not rushing it into anything. He's taking his time, making sure that his players get back into position. So yeah, that's the Diran taking control at the back quickly.
Mr. Ramabai, number 8 for Zimbabwe. Just reminding everyone of the previous fixtures that we saw today. Unfortunately, Uganda were not able to play their game, so they're match was forfeited to South Africa. South Africa got a 5-0 win. But we did see some great action between Zimbabwe and Zambia. Although the scoreline was 8-1, I think Zambia really put up a fair account of themselves.
They did.
Debutants to the competition. But unfortunately, Zimbabwe were just too strong. They had Zimbabwe had their captain, Miss Elijah.
Oh, that's true. Oh, they put up a good show. Make it really exciting to watch.
All right. Kenya
that's
now
some
trying to
great
find a way.
skill.
Great skills there, eliminating a player, trying to find a way into the circle. And there, surely that is the first. Look at that reaction. You know that when a player reacts like that they're anticipating to get something from it. A penalty corner is a game changer.
That
You can
is a
see
game changer.
you can see the reaction from the Kenyan players. Absolutely happy to be awarded that short corner. Can they make it count? Their first short corner of the game.
We'll have to wait and see.
Let's
But
wait
that-
and see.
That reaction shows that this is something they've talked about or worked on, and we needed to get that. So hopefully they can use it. Oh, that was a
Look at
backstick.
that. Kenya's Gideon responding to his team being awarded a short corner. Let's see what they can do with it.
What great defense
Great hands.
was that?
Great hands from the Zimbabwe goalkeeper, and that drag flick was flying.
Yo,
It was traveling.
I couldn't even see that ball. That's,
Another crash ball into the circle, and that's a defensive hit out for the
so Zimbabwe did their job, defended their
very
goal.
well.
So
Very well.
we build again. We build again.
And just a reminder to any of the viewers, if you're new to hockey, the teams may only score from the solid half circle, which we call the circle. That's the only time that the teams may score. And now Kenya on the ball. Kenya's number 3, who is Alex Ondengo. Alex Ondengo on the ball. Shifting the ball and trying to change the angle of attack. Great discipline from the Kenyan
Matthias,
team.
yeah.
You know, Matthias now on the ball, trying to find
The
a
captain's
runner.
trying to get captain is looking up for that run. It's just not finding anyone on the far post. But yeah, great vision, great vision. He really wants to get back into that circle again.
One of the good things that I think both teams have been doing well is if the attack on one door is closed, they really are able to transition the play and attack through a different channel. I think both teams have been doing it very well.
Of course, yes.
The ball speed has been absolutely fantastic. Sliding tackle, the interception from the captain from Kenya, and then Zimbabwe on the attack now. Great backhand ball into the circle, but it's intercepted. Number 10, Justin Stein. Justin Stein for Zimbabwe. Great skills there. Justin, interception
picked up
there.
again.
And, surely.
Sure.
Turnover. Turnover there from Kenya. The emotions are all over the place now. You can really understand that the players understand the gravity of this competition. Not just can you be crowned the champions of Africa, under 21s, but you also get a potential spot at the Junior World Cup later on.
You're going to the World Cup. That is why we're here for, after all. Oh, Zimbabwe not wasting any time getting the ball upfield, and unlucky. It hit his
Unlucky.
body. Shouldn't hit his body, then it's going to be turnover. So just a miscontrol of that ball right
Unlucky
there.
there from Justin
Yeah.
Stein.
That's
Patient build up again from Kenya.
Kenya's captain really controlling that ball at the back. Another overhead. Does he throw it into?
He launches them.
It launches it really good.
He launches them. All right, Muchacha.
Chacha on the ball.
Number 5 for Zimbabwe. Just a nice little looped pass to his teammate, who's driving now the ball. Oh, great
Ooh.
interception. Again, that 2-on-1. You know, any junior
Frederick
player,
just stole the ball from him.
any junior player watching now should really understand the concept of 2-on-1 defending. One
Yes.
player channels and then the other one cleans up. Absolutely brilliant principles of defensive work there.
Brian doing another steal again, getting his team ball back for his team. Let's see what they can do.
Oh, great tackle. He ate him up all day. He was there.
In
Left
my
no
pocket.
crumbs. In my
Ooh,
pocket.
that looks
That's
dangerous.
dangerous.
That looks dangerous.
That's
Yeah.
clear dangerous.
Zimbabwe gets the build again.
And it's interesting, at the halftime we saw the statistic in terms of possession. It was 63 in favor of Kenya, but Zimbabwe over the last few minutes have managed just to turn that possession around. Not necessarily in their favor, but now it's 45% of the possession.
I would go with you on that one. That is correct, Panda. Just Duran, it's that Muchacha and Duran controlling there at the back. Back to Duran.
Throwing the ball
See if we can go on the right attack. It's looking up, not seeing anyone yet.
It's a real patient build-up.
It's a very patient build-up. At least Emmanuel got a hold of it. Great. Good switching. It's going to keep switching. Middle.
Oh, great attack coming on there.
That is good. That's a good build-up. Dale just missed his playmate there. Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Okay, so the umpire deemed that the defensive player was not 5 and it was a Kenyan ball, so Kenya wins the free hit there. What can they do with this ball? I think the game is well overdue a goal any time now.
It's
Kenya on the attack, attacking in the red. Attacking the goals that are on your right. Kenya in the red, attacking the goals on your right. It's a crash ball into the circle. Well intercepted by the Zimbabwean players.
I'm actually feeling very anxious right now. I'm not even in the game, but I feel like the goal's coming anytime now. We're going to see a brilliant goal. I don't know which post, but I feel like it's coming.
The goal is loading. I think both teams have threatened, and the intensity of the game is picking up. You can hear it not just from the field, but also from the technical team here. Another crash ball lifted off a Kenya ball.
Almost.
Great
missed it. Missed it. That's lucky for the... sorry, not lucky, but that's good for the Zimbabwean defense, because they didn't see the runner coming in and actually getting a touch on that ball. Unfortunately, it went wide for him. So Zimbabwe gets to build with Darren again and Muchacha.
So welcome once again to the Junior Africa Cup, hosted here in Windhoek, Namibia. The teams that are playing, the men's under 21, Kenya versus Zimbabwe. Kenya in the red outfit and Zimbabwe in the green, in the white and green. Score is still 0-0. A very, very tight affair. Even the teams just having a feel of each other in the third quarter of this affair. It is the second game of the day. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant interception. Yeah.
I think Zimbabwe a little bit too hasty with that attack. I think they felt that there was a man up that could get the ball quickly. But if they had just been a little bit patient to actually have him run into space before delivering the ball, was going to be a good delivery. But doesn't take away from that defense of Kenya. They're really good defensively as well.
You know, one of the things that make me think about just the quality at this tournament, if this is what we're getting here already, imagine when we see teams like Egypt, South Africa, host nation Namibia.
Oh, brilliant.
What do they have to offer, you know? So it's some exciting stuff. If you're new to hockey, please welcome. We even have Zambia that also have something to say about this.
Of course.
You know, so many teams here just... the quality is incredible.
Yeah. So I just saw there when the Kenyan team actually thought they had the ball and they lost control, and then wanting a short corner, but the umpire decided, no way, that's not a short corner. And they forget that they should be staying switched on. That's why you could see the Zimbabweans quickly got possession of the ball and they went upfield, and they lost out on 3 players that are still trying to convince the umpire that it was a short corner, and that could never really happen if the umpires decided. Unfortunately, we still don't have video footage for our referrals for the players here in Africa. So we trust in our umpires.
We have to, you know what? Most of the time, I will say 95% of the time, umpires, not even 95, 99% of the time, umpires are able to make decisions without video referral. And it just goes to show the quality of umpires that we have, not just here in Namibia or in Africa, but around the world.
Of course.
Usually the decision is supported by video referral, you know. So that's why even the players, even if they do have video referral, they don't always make referral because they know that the decision is probably right.
Yeah. So Daniel wanted to take a quick ball, but then he was stopped. I'm wondering if the whistle means a card.
Oh.
Yes, the whistle is a
you-
card.
Yeah, stop the
And
advantage there.
Alex got a card for interfering with the advantage play, and he's gonna sit out for at least 2 minutes.
So just for those who are at home, this is how it works. A green card is a temporary suspension or warning from the umpire. That means 2 minutes on the bench to think about what
In
you
the
did
naughty
in the
corner.
naughty corner. A yellow card is at least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It may depend on
It-
the umpire's
it-
discretion and the severity of the foul. And then unfortunately, a red card, the one that we all don't want, is a red card. Permanent suspension.
Ooh, okay, great
Great
ball.
skills there.
Ooh, he just turned into the Kenyan
Great
player.
skills.
Unfortunate for him.
Okay, let's see what Matthias. Oh, what a steal. Daniel.
Daniel was
Daniel
there.
Erasmus,
Oh,
what is that?
that is a great steal.
And that is the end of the third quarter. Man, still
That-
even.
I did enjoy the third quarter more.
There was more action.
I love that. I love that action is good for the game. Both teams going at each other. Unfortunately, the score is still 0-0. But yeah,
Green card to the first green card that we have for the game. Green card that we have for the game, the first one of the tournament. You never want to be the one who breaks that ice, but it happens. You know, sometimes you also just it's a calculated risk. You're like, if I let this play go on, and they score, the coach will never forgive me.
right.
Coach is always put your man on the line, either the ball or the man.
So you get a split second to decide: do I go for it or do I not?
Split second
So
decision.
I pretty much think that he had a look at who is in the circle, and he didn't want the Zimbabwean player to actually throw that overhead or take a quick ball, and therefore he put his body on the line and decided, let me just intercept.
Okay, so it was probably out of the visuals, and we're just getting word from our technical team that both teams, or there were 2 green cards. So there was Muchacha from Zimbabwe who also got a green card. So it's really
Just-
picking up.
Yeah, just like the game has been fairly equally yoked between the two, cards are equally yoked. So yeah, but I'm pretty sure the fourth quarter we are gonna see something brilliant here.
The money's on the fourth quarter, Fanny.
The money's on the fourth quarter.
Okay.
I'm saying it's not gonna end 0-0. There will be a goal. The who is up to them.
Let's see. And as the teams start, the final quarter of this clash between Kenya and Zimbabwe at the Junior Africa Cup, hosted here in Windhoek, Namibia. 25 degrees, nice sunny, slightly windy in the capital city of Windhoek at the Dave and Trusco hockey fields here at Windhoek High School. Beautiful scenery here of the landscape, Windhoek, Namibia. We received lots of rain, for those who may not know. We're hoping for just the last little hurrah.
I think the gods of rain are gonna hear you.
They're gonna hear me.
They're gonna hear you. I mean, you asked so nicely.
Oh, great job.
Zimbabwe
man.
on the attack.
Zimbabwe on the attack now with Takudzwa Makuda. It's really awesome to see the number of spectators that have showed up. You know, it's always nice when you can have not just viewers who are seeing us from their homes or wherever they're watching, but also spectators live to appreciate our beautiful sport.
But of course, it's lovely to see that the Namibians actually came out to watch other games,
Absolutely.
just to give some voice to or presence to the tournament. That's
Absolutely.
really lovely to see, and not just come for their own opening games. That's great sportsmanship. I would rather put it. So yeah,
What an elimination there. Just a nice sea pool and a fake there. Look at that, 3-on-1 defending. How will he
Matthew
get
on
out
the
of
ball.
this?
Matthew on the ball
How will
still.
he get out of this?
Look
Oh,
at that.
absolutely
Look
brilliant.
at that. Well done, Matthew. That's like, he is one of the players that we had picked out to be a game changer, and he has shown us right there
3-on-1.
what he can do.
3-on-1, and he just managed. So I don't know if this is a slight tactical change, but Kenya have pushed their captain slightly higher up the field. So I don't know if it's a tactical change to try and.
I would think so.
But you know,
what a ball! And they both missed it.
You know the risk of moving your general and lock and hold and fort. Is the gaps might be there, but
of course
the coach may also have confidence in the players that he's picked to take over in that position.
So that
so you can see there
that they're pushing to go at them. They're pushing to go at them, and so that's why he made that change. I can say they feel like they have control over their defensive. Defense is really well controlled, and they're maintaining the game. So let's push up, and the further you push the game controller up, the better chances you have in the circle.
Look at that.
I'd love to see where that lands.
Incredible.
Oh, what a ball! That is
short corner
look
number
at
2.
That. So the coach put the faith in the defenders, and they're delivering.
They're
delivering.
Short corner number 2. Let's make it. Let's see. Can they make it count? The first one.
You did see the speed of the Zimbabweans. So, are they going to look for redirect the ball to another player?
The first one, the flick, they got the flick off.
Yes.
It was just a great save by the goalkeeper. You know, the ball was traveling. Do you think that they'll repeat just a direct poke?
I think why change something that worked? I would have gone with why change it if it worked.
Probably low. Probably go low. Let's see.
Your money is on low.
There's the injection. Great ball. Whoa! It's a rocket. Woo!
Man,
Whoa.
do they put those away?
What a rocket. Narrowly wide. It's a defensive hit out, but that was traveling. I would not want to be the postman there.
No ways.
I always prefer to be the runner.
Is that a get out of jail free card?
Get out of jail. I'll be the runner, but postman, no chance. Here's Matthias. The captain for Kenya. Now really driving, and you can see why they pushed him up there.
That's exactly why.
Another circle penetration.
Oh, great defending.
Long corner Kenya. Kenya really piling up the pressure now. Oh, great tackle. Great tackle from Zimbabwe. And it's a counter there.
There's no one in front of him, but good
jab. It's a jab.
The jabs are coming in beautifully, eh?
Beautiful jab, beautiful control. You can really see that the intensity is upping. They're upping the intensity here. Ball in the pocket, unfortunately.
Lucky.
It's really picking up. You can hear it from the fans. You can hear it from the coaches.
He tried to pick out Matthew there, but unfortunately he was on the wrong side. He just let it go slightly. Zimbabwe going upfield now. Ooh, was that
It's good strength. And surely.
It's the little things that are gonna cost them, right? It's just that little mishap or little mistrap, or hopefully does not punish. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, that's the correct call. That's the correct call.
That's a loud whistle.
That loud whistle sounds like another card.
That's
a yellow this time. That's a yellow card. It was not a nice tackle, and it was anticipated. The whistle, I think the whistle said it all.
Yep, the whistle. You. If I'm a player, if I hear a long whistle, I'm already running off, because there's no way there's no card following.
Now that's ball into the circle.
Back in the circle. What are they gonna do? Use it?
He's got to shift it. He's going aerial.
That's a shot.
Oh, it's all right. I feel the umpire probably thought there was this obstruction there.
Yep.
That's probably why he gave it in favor of
that could be the case. Yes, that's correct.
Of Kenya. It was 50-50. I don't think anyone would really complain too much if the.
Of course not. That's why you see play carries on. Players don't linger too much around the umpire.
A bit more physicality getting into the
I was
game
about
as
to
well.
say, that's like it's starting to get there.
And that's the whistle again. That's another strong whistle from the umpire. I think the umpire did well just to allow advantage to go on there and then pull it back as soon as play goes out. And it's another harsh whistle. Probably sounds like another yellow card. That was number 11 from Zimbabwe. Danzimbaya. We got the card there.
And one would think that it's probably just starting to become a bit harsh from the umpires, but then I would say that's really not the case, because as you could see, the first 3 quarters were relatively slow-paced. Everybody controlling, trying to see how they can get out from the back really slowly, and had put all their money into the last quarter. And because now the last quarter looks a bit more aggressive, the cards are coming out.
Yeah,
but
of course.
Yes. Because now everybody has just decided now they're going at it. Oh, that was a good delivery from the Zimbabwean number 12. That's Joseph that has come on, making sure that he's joining his team on the attacking.
Daniel Erasmus on the ball now. Plays looking for that 1-2 combination.
And
Receiver.
Joseph delivers it back to him again. That was
another short corner, and look at the shout from the Zimbabwean team.
Zimbabwean has
great
been
1-2
waiting for
combination there from Daniel Erasmus and his teammate Joseph. Just looking for that circle penetration and trying to make sure that they get a short corner or a shot. So Joseph Gube, one of the players that we were also told to look out for. Clearly the coaches know their players.
They do.
Because
they
it was
do
a good combination play between the 2 players that were marked as the
and he started the attack from the halfway line, and that's what you want from a player. You pass and then you follow up your pass, and then look at where it came now. Got a Jesus band on him, so it's Joseph and Jesus on the short corner right now. So let's see what's gonna happen.
unlucky there. They tried a variation.
Unlucky. I think it's because the ball didn't go where it's supposed to.
It's
It's the
heating
passion
up.
for the game.
It's heating up. And Kenya on the counter attack. Eyes up there. Can he find a runner? Plays the ball into the pocket there. Picks up by the captain. Captain Matthias. Oh, unfortunately, ball just runs out there. And you can imagine as the ball is going, we're into the last 8 minutes of the game. As the ball is moving, the legs are getting tired.
I think that's the captain just saw Mushosho's presence there and couldn't control the game, the ball that he was going for.
Okay, Matthias with the ball again.
Unfortunately, that was a dangerous ball.
I think the ball just went off the backhand, the wrong side of the stick. It looks like it.
So does that? I see that Muchacha is not Muchacha. The captain for the Kenyan team, Matthias, has gone from back to midfield and now into striking. So he's been playing all positions on the field right now because he's looking for that ball. He's looking for that goal.
Well,
the
to be
captain
honest,
is taking it onto himself.
To be honest, that might be a call
Yep.
from the coach as well.
Yep.
They've probably identified a weakness or where he might be more useful.
Yes.
So they're pushing him up to use his physicality and his skills.
Yes.
You know, let's see what they can do from it. Unfortunately, just not on the same wavelength
Yep.
there. He anticipated the player going to make the run. Yeah, good composure there from Daniel Erasmus, just telling the players, calm down. There's no need to rush the restart.
Of course.
You can't lose your heads now in the final quarter, Fanny. It's the worst thing you can do,
That
you know.
that is true. Great ball there from Nathan.
And a reminder, Kenya has upped in the head-to-head. They met twice, and Kenya's 2-0 up. So lots of
Zimbabwe could give themselves a hand of a big hand there for themselves because they've kept them at bay till the fourth quarter, and looking promising that they can actually also attack and deliver on that. Oh, that was a little cute
Cheeky.
overhead there.
Cheeky. Daniel being caught in possession. They're
Oh,
really
that's
squeezing
great
him. He's
composure
caught
from
in
him, but
possession. They're
it's still
squeezing
not
him.
over.
They were squeezing him.
Oh,
great tackle.
That is
Great
brilliant
tackle.
tackle. Brilliant tackle.
Absolutely got his teammate out of jail there because it was cheeky to get caught in possession there.
I think Muchacha has been doing that the whole game, right? Just making sure if there's any, if there's a mistrap or anything, he's first on the ball, and he's just showed us there again.
Just cleaning out.
Yep, cleaning up the mess. I think they're slowing down the ball a little bit now, not get loose heads at the moment, especially at the back.
Oh, that's good skill from the Kenyan. And brilliant switch there. Brilliant switch there. Brilliant switch there. Kenya now really showing this intention.
Oh, what a stretch.
Circle
He has to.
penetration,
He
surely.
has to.
Oh.
Oh, my word.
That is unbelievable. You were expecting him to hit the target there.
That
Surely.
Surely hit the
Surely
target.
you want the
That's
player to hit the target there.
a bird nervy from the
that was
Zimbabwean defense, though.
very nervy.
Yeah.
Was that the opportunity, Feni?
That was the opportunity. So I would have said there was a player running in for a deflection on that shot if he did choose to make a pass, but it didn't. So because he didn't, you could see that the goalie was off his line a bit and there was space to attack it.
Kenya really trying to up the pressure there. Really trying to up the pressure, and they want to hold them there. You just don't want a player to foul there. You've got them in the corner. Don't foul.
That was.
There you go.
That
Zimbabwe's
was really
captain.
Good. Yes, good composure. Good composure.
Zimbabwe's captain was just boxed in there, but showed good composure. Now just trying to carry the ball again. Let's see what they can do. Turnover again. Kenya really showing intent here. Really showing intent. They want to make it count here.
What a steal! What is he gonna?
What can he do?
I hope he uses it.
What can he do?
Oh, he's alone.
Isolated. He's
so
isolated.
Taddy is alone, and
oh, it's a short corner. That is a big shout. Huge decision from the umpire there toward a short corner. But you know what? In the dying embers of the game, you cannot make tackles like that.
That is
you
absolutely.
cannot.
It was unnecessary. He's even lucky not to get a card, but yeah. Zimbabwe wins a short corner. What are you thinking right now?
I think the captain.
We have 3 minutes, 40 seconds left. What are we doing? How are we putting this away?
Direct.
You're thinking direct.
Direct. Captain Kanyangara, I think he's licking his lips there, and he probably wants to make it count, but he seems to be one of the trappers. What can they do?
Gets away from him again.
That is just disappointing. You
it's
know,
the second short corner that actually gets away from them and not where it's supposed to be.
That's
a short corner. That is obviously. I don't know if he did it intentionally, but he saw that mask on the ground and he made sure he touches it. If he did it intentionally, very good player or that thought of outside the box on that one, knowing that the mask is on the inside the field. Let me get another short corner.
I think even just from the Kenyan team, you keep your equipment until the short corner's done. Why are you discarding? Because it's within the rules. Keep it until the short corner's done. But let's see what Zimbabwe can do. Erasmus on the injection.
That was not a good injection.
Kenya did very well, but it's unfortunate.
That was a very slow injection.
But maybe just the turf there. Maybe just the turf that can come into play there. If the turf is not wet, then that's why we've got to keep a bucket of water there. Make sure the turf is nice and wet.
That is true.
It seemed
as an injector, you would want to take your own job. Just get it wet for yourself, because I think the players are probably thinking that it will be watered again, but not utilizing the big bucket of water.
I think it was just the turf there, because it seemed like there was a lot of traction on that ball and it just slowed down. Unfortunate. All right, captain on the ball here. He's driving down that baseline. He's probably going to look for a short corner.
No one at the end of that one.
No one at the end of that.
That was a brilliant run. Baseline, they have to know it's going to come, pop out again. There's no way he's taking a shot from that baseline. So someone's got to get in on that.
Yeah, Kenya really squeezing Zimbabwe right now. Really squeezing them. All right, great tackle there. All right. I thought that was thick. Unfortunate call, but maybe wrong side. I didn't quite see that sequence. But nonetheless, Kenya on the counter again.
And that's advantage play. It's a foot.
You can see most of the Zimbabwe boys Most of the Zimbabwe men just in their own half,
Yeah.
in their own 23, making sure that they're picking up men. Great jab there from Joseph. Joseph Gube. Very well done there. Just jabbing and putting pressure on the player there. Oh,
Tackle
well done.
from-
Great
That's a
tackle.
good tackle from Alex there.
Great tackle.
Oh, sorry.
Nathan Davies. Nathan, absolutely all day, every day. Great composure there from Nathan Davies. Oh, great skill there from the Kenyan number 9.
Would you say that Nirman? It's Nirman? Kenya's long corner, taking it back.
Yeah, you just
all
want to
the
draw.
way back.
Yeah, you just want to
just
draw the players
yeah.
out. They're really shifting the ball there. Really shifting the ball. Ooh,
And they
unfortunate.
won the ball, but
Unfortunate.
Zimbabwe has no one up front,
Joseph
so he has to
Gube-
control.
Joseph Gube winning the ball back for Zim. All right. Kanyangara on the ball, shifts it out wide, but there's no one to receive it. And
That's
you
because
can
the
see
entire
legs.
team was first doing a half-court press, and then they went down and behind the. Ooh, that's
It's all right.
all right. That's
Umpire might come back to that.
he might, yes,
might
he
come
might.
back to that.
If
Let's
he's
see.
very lucky boy,
But
then he
Zimbabwe.
would not.
Zimbabwe on the counter now. Again, Erasmus just in always there around the circle, always around there in the attacks. Okay,
Kenya
but
wins
great
it back
composure.
very well.
Great composure. Don't foul. You don't want your player to foul there. Just hold on to that. Absolutely
And
well
Zimbabwe.
done from Zimbabwe.
Great,
Good
great
3-on-1. That's great turnover there.
They're very well composed, these Kenyan defenders. They don't just try and do a risky tackle there just because they won the ball over.
And then Davies again intercepting. Erasmus on the ball now. What can he do with the ball? Oh, and that is the time. Wow.
That was a
What
great quarter,
that
man.
quarter action field. In fact, I forgot I was commentating. Like I was just so drawn into the game because of how intense the last few minutes of the game was. Brilliant hockey from the two teams. So Zimbabwe unfortunately couldn't get one back at Kenya, but they put up a fair performance for themselves. Zimbabwe, Kenya 0-0 here at the Junior Africa Cup at the Davin Hockey Fields.
They get to share the points today. Tomorrow it might be different, but they get to share points today. That's not a bad outcome. Although none of the teams gave me what I asked for. You know, what I really thought I was gonna get a goal, of either one of the two teams there in the last quarter, but unfortunately not. So yeah, it was really good to watch. Good hockey. Good hockey.
Great performance,
Yeah,
and we've
this
got
is-
some highlights of the game. Although we will not get some goals, we've got some highlights of the game, and the teams are just going there, shaking hands again. Great sportsmanship. Finny, who do you identify as probably the man of the match? I mean, we don't have man of the match trophies, but who do you identify man of the match in this?
We don't have. Oh, okay. So I don't want to, just be biased, but I just have to say it, and I don't know. I feel like you can say it with me.
No, I don't know.
You don't? Oh, man, because I'm just going to go, Muchacha! I thought you were with me on that. Muchacha controlled that game. He went from defensive player to a midfielder, distributing the ball very quickly, very fast, and then he went back into making sure that he could try and see if he can get a goal for his team. And so Muchacha, for me, was a player from Zimbabwe that actually stood out in this game and was really great to see.
Well, look.
I'm sorry, Kenya.
To be fair, I think for Kenya, I would give it to their captain, their captain number 42, Matthias.
Matthias, okay.
He was really physical, great skill, controlled the game when he was playing defense, and in the end, I suppose the coach even identified his use in further up. So as the game was progressing, coach started shifting him into the attacking lines.
Okay.
He was probably my man of the match, but it's not to take away from players like Erasmus, who was
Of course,
fantastic.
yeah.
Gube, Muchacha from Zimbabwe, and then even other players from Kenya. Number 9, Nirman, absolutely fantastic as well. Showed some good execution of skill. Alex Odengo also showed some great skill, and overall very good hockey from the boys. Unfortunately, they didn't utilize the chance for Kenya. Kenya had that one chance that I think they should have put away. I really, really think they should have put it away. It was
Yeah.
essentially a 2-on-1. There's a square ball on there. At least get it on target. Here it is. Three players waiting, and you can see you can actually see the captain there on that highlight
He's
reel.
like, "I was asking for it."
Second post, bro.
Yeah.
At least get it on target.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna mention it in that team
Yeah.
talk. Like, I was asking for that. Yeah,
Mm.
just a pass. But I mean, as a striker, you wanna take the goalie on.
Mm.
So you kind of are stuck between two minds at that time. Do I go for the shot or do I make that pass? So yeah. So
And
we
here
got
the stats.
full-time stats.
You can see very, very even game. I mean, circle penetration from Kenya was a lot more aggressive, and I think most of those came from the third and fourth quarters. But the cards equal, short corners fairly equal. I mean, 4 versus 2, there's not a huge difference.
Yeah.
But the shots also fairly equal, and in the end, it was a good summary of the game.
Yeah.
Would have been harsh for one of the teams to lose, but I think that if Kenya won it because of that one clear-cut chance that they had, and then of course Zimbabwe also had a chance there on the backhand, that combination play between Gube and Erasmus,
Of course.
leading to the backhand stick
Of
from
course,
the
that was
Zimbabwean attacker.
really brilliant to see. What do you think is going to be takeaway points for the two teams for the next game, in terms of what they should do in the next games, following up games? Because from just an observation, the next games are a tiny bit are going to be more fast-paced. They have to play guys like South Africa, Egypt. They really go at it, and their pace is much more faster. So what do you think would what both of these teams need to change on, or improve on rather?
Look, if I'm the coach for Zimbabwe or Kenya, the thing I'm focusing on is the final pass in the quarters, you know, and how dangerous or how do we use our possession when we're in the team's attacking quarter. On a defensive side, though, we just want to make sure that we don't actually get caught on too many turnovers and counterattacks, because as much as the game was balanced, there were a lot of turnovers in terms of loose balls where you're throwing long balls and then there's an interception.
Yeah.
Rather find the stick. And as we can get again, the graphics on the field, the first game that was supposed to happen, South Africa versus Uganda. Unfortunately, Uganda had to forfeit that game. 5-0 game awarded to South Africa. The next game, action-packed. We saw everything. Short corner, drag flicks, straight pokes, deflection goals. Really
Exciting
action-packed. 8-1 to Zimbabwe, that game went. And Zimbabwe men's team, 0-0 against Kenya. The head-to-head now, I suppose it's still 2 wins to Kenya. 1 draw between the team and 0. But I think Zimbabwe really had a good account for themselves. What do you think?
No, I agree with you. I really agree with you. It was really a great game to watch. Like you did say, Kenya has 2 up on them, and they really wanted to prove that they could get 1 back. Unfortunately not, but it's not a bad result, Penda, if I were to be honest. Yeah. So as you can see, at 3 o'clock we're gonna have the Kenya versus the Namibia game, women's game coming up, and then right after them it's gonna be Egypt and the Namibia men's game at 5 o'clock. So please tune in. We still have an action-packed hockey Africa Cup happening. The day is not over yet. Yeah, Penda.
I'm looking forward to that game. That Namibia game, man. I mean, I'm Namibian. Of course, I'll be supporting them, but you know, as a commentator, you have to be nicely impartial.
No,
Right.
we're not biased.
We're not biased.
No.
Who's Namibia?
Come on, what? We're just visitors here, right? Yeah. No, but it's gonna be exciting. Like I said, watching pre games was really a good. It gives you that feeling that whoa, what a tournament this will be. So can't wait.
All right.
Yeah.
So thank you for those who've been tuning in. This hockey has been brought to you by the NBC Sports, and we'll just take a break for now, and then we'll catch you back at the 3 o'clock fixture.
All righty.
My name is Björn Mack. I'm a biokineticist, and I'll be showing you a few own body weight kind of exercises, so meaning without using any specific equipment or weights. And even if you have a look at our space, we don't have a lot of weights and equipment lying around and hanging around. We do a lot of the exercises with our clients as well as patients with own body weight. And that has the advantage is you have to use so much more small stabilizing muscles instead of isolating certain muscles and just training that one muscle. The human body is quite amazing. It works together in specific kinetic chains, and you replicate that the best with own body weight kind of exercises, not with specific machines and equipment. The disadvantages of using too much weight and wrong technique will be if you're not grown up yet, you have growth plates in your bones. That's how our bones lengthen, that's how we get taller and longer. And if you use too much weight and do the exercises incorrectly, you might actually end up damaging that growth plate, and that will have long-lasting side effects. Okay, so that's the bone. If you overdo certain exercises like the bench press or the bicep curls, we also change the dynamics of our shoulder, because the pectoralis major, if it gets too tight, it'll rotate your whole shoulder